Shop in Cummins unlock your imagination and guide you back to an exterior that will welcome you home. Real pine log sidings, deckings, log home kits, stains, and sealants. See it all at loghomeshop.com.
When your vehicle needs body work, don't you wish you had someone in the family to repair it? That would be great, but most people don't. So why not choose a company that treats you like family? Choose Jim's Collision in Roscommon. Collision repairs can be stressful. Add in insurance details and it can be downright confusing. Jim's Collision makes it easy with excellent repairs, competitive prices, and they'll work with your insurance company. Choosing Jim's is easy because they've got family too. ChooseJims.com.
It's time for the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show on Up North Sports Radio with your host, Rich Calkins.
Group on Up North Sports Radio. Rich Calkins and Chad Patterson in studio with you this morning. And Chad, let me tell you, bud, all kinds of district champs were crowned around Northern Michigan last night.
Yes, your TC West Titans. You were up in. Let's give Rich Calkins a hand, by the way. He was up in Marquette, not just, I don't know, like a few hours ago.
Yep.
And you were up there with J.J. Rao calling the game and calling an exciting district championship against Marquette, and just congratulations to the TC West Titans and
doubt.
Coach Bauman, and just great job.
First time since 2017 that West has won a district, so it's Coach Bauman's first one, so congratulations. He took over the program 3 years ago, and you saw what he was building, and to not have a kid over 6'3" on the team, you know, to do the things that they have done is just been amazing, and it's been really an incredible year. They're 19-5 now, and they're going to go on to meet a team we're very familiar with in the Cadillac Vikings.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Those lengthy rascals. They, they start off. Their point guard is as tall as our big, and so that tells you everything you need to know. They rely on their size, but anyway, enjoy that game because Marquette, the way the schedule fell because of inclement weather, the night before they had to play in Gaylord, and Gaylord took them to overtime.
A little bit of controversy too. We don't need to get into it, but yeah.
So they had to go back home the night before and do that. So, but then West had to get on their bus and drive 6 hours to a game on Friday night.
And Marquette got to play at home.
They did, exactly. Big crowd there, and it was really interesting the way the game played out because they had 2 or 3 bigs there. And the refs called a tight ball game. It was a tightly called contested game. Typically, we play a style where we like more Big Ten referees, where they let a little bit of physical play go. But they didn't get that. The refs were consistent. They called everything.
That's all you can ask for.
That was perfect. It was a well-reffed game. So once you know what's expected, boom. But they got into a little bit of foul trouble, and that hurt. They had a guy that made 2 threes right away, but then he picked up 2 quick fouls, sat for most of the first half then.
Then you go cold.
And it took him out of his rhythm. You've seen it 100 times yourself, Chad. And then everything, But we have a very happy coach, Doug Ballman, the post-game interview here last night. Rich Calkins joined as usual with the jubilant head coach of the TC West Titans. Coach, district champs. That has a nice ring to it.
Yes, sir. It sure does. I think last time we looked at the banners talking about the goals, last one hung was in 2017. So been 7 years, and couldn't be happier for this group of guys, let alone my seniors that came out and just made it happen tonight.
Yeah, the real dynamic game there early on. Marquette was blocking everything. Heck, I think in the first half they had like 8 block shots or something. So they were doing everything they could. And I noticed the guy to your right there, Quentin Gillespie, was one of the guys that started using the pump fake because they were going for every block shot they could. And then he put the ball on the floor, one dribble, wide open, hit an open 3.
Quentin was just absolutely phenomenal for us tonight for, having what I think he would consider a struggling year. Didn't quite get the shots that he was hoping for and knocked down, but he sure stepped up tonight when we needed him, and he really owned own that game for us. Big buckets, like you said. They try to, take that three away from him and shot fake, get in there, made some big buckets. Great defensive effort there. Just an incredible leadership role and an incredible game for a senior like him.
Oh, it certainly was. And this was usually it doesn't bode well when it's a tightly called game.
Yes.
We really prefer those Big Ten refs that let them play a little bit, Coach. But they were fair. They called it both ways. It wasn't lopsided at all. But also, we're a little more physical with our defense, and so we like them to get away with a little bit of stuff. But the kids adjusted enough to get the win.
They did, and to their credit, they were fouls, right? Like we talked about that. We didn't close out. It was enough to give them a bump and rub. But in all honesty, I think that wore them down. I think that physicality on it. Obviously, they had a late overtime game with Gaylord last night that helped, and us just that hard pressure making them work really showed up, and then we knocked down shots, and just super, super happy and proud of these young men.
Yeah, no question about it, Coach. It was just so cool to see Wally Tupper. I thought once again, just what was like a man possessed down there, going after loose balls, pressuring these guys like crazy. It's just like a couple different times it was like he was all over the court.
And he knocked shots down for us.
He did, yes.
But he was all over the court, and to have 5 fouls and foul out just shows you the toughness and the aggressiveness that he had in it. It showed. 34 really didn't hurt us like we thought he was going to. 22 came in, knocked some buckets down, but just an incredible job by my seniors tonight. Ben Hobbers, obviously Quentin here, and Wally Tupper came in. Gunner gave us some good minutes, so just super, super, super proud of these young men.
To get a district championship on their home court really says a lot about the character of this team.
Yeah, we had a beautiful sunshiny day in the UP on what is it? Are we Leap Day today, or are we 1st of March?
First of March,
So 5 hours. We took our time. We got out, stretched in Gaylord. Huge shout out and thanks to the Emeralds there and Manistee. Let us walk through and get our legs stretched in their gym, and we just had a great trip, and going to be an even better one home.
Yeah, that's for sure. Coach, we're going to play now, I believe, the winner of the Cadillac and Mount Pleasant game, correct?
Which should probably be decided now. I believe they play tonight at 6 as well.
All right. Okay, and where will that be played?
I believe it's in Gaylord. I don't know the official site, but I do think it's in Gaylord. And fortunately, we've played both of them. We'd love to have a third opportunity at Cadillac and go at them. But we're going to celebrate this one tonight and get after it over the weekend, start planning and prepping. But I'd love to see the smiles on these young men's face, and well-deserved.
Yeah, no question. And, Coach, will that be a Monday night game, or will that be?
Should be Tuesday? Thursday. Yeah,
okay,
should be a Tuesday night game, and then regional finals Thursday.
4-team regional then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, congratulations. We do need to name. We did not officially name our Fox Motors motivated player of the game. We thought it could be Wally for sure.
I'd be happy to give it to Wally again. Okay. Obviously, Quentin here is going to get the Jimmy Johns. They both got our hard worker award in the locker room, so I think it's well deserving for what Wally did for us to get that motivated player again.
Excellent. All right. Good choices, Coach. Congratulations again. And we get to do another pregame show, Coach. So that's an honor, and we're really looking forward to next week.
Always a bonus, and like I said, off there, I just really appreciate you guys being here for this. The journey has been just so much fun with you guys being along. So to have you here broadcasting it, I know there were some people that were really excited to have it in Marquette because there might be a softball tournament going on. So to get that done was just great. So
it was amazing timing for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
I really appreciate it, and safe travels, and go West.
Go West. All right. All right. Coach Doug Bauman there, Chad, obviously elated about the performance of his Titans last night.
Yeah, and were there some standout performances in that game? I heard you talking about the motivated player of the game and stuff like that. But, when I stopped watching, I went and saw a movie with my kid last night. But I was listening to you and JJ in the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Sounded like a nip and tuck game at that point. It was 46-41 when I was listening, and then Marquette hit a big shot, and I thought, this is going to go down to the wire, but then the movie started. Yeah. But what were some big performances?
Senior Ben Hobbers, but also our Jimmy John's player of the game, Quentin, as we call him, Double Duty Gillespie, got that nickname for as a sophomore, was playing JV basketball. They needed him to play varsity as well that night, and came on and scored in double figures in the varsity game after scoring in double figures in the JV game. So since that point, it was up in Petoskey. Remember it like it was yesterday. So we've nicknamed him Quentin Double Duty Gillespie.
And he's probably a great two-way player, so it works.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He loves the three ball. He ended up with 15 points unofficially, a couple of threes. It just hit some big shots. And he was our Jimmy John's player of the game, and we had the interview with him right here. Now we got Quentin Double Duty. Quentin, the old Double Duty name is showing up on Facebook now in the comments. They're buying into it. Quentin, what a game. What does it mean now for your senior year to get a district championship?
It's amazing. Like Coach said, I mean, we haven't had it since 2017, and it's good to come back home. You know, a lot of guys, we put in the hard work every day at practice, and just to get something like this is amazing for all of us.
Yeah, no question. And, initially their length caused some issues, for us, because obviously they were taller than us and they loved to block shots. So, but the one thing I noticed, and I talked to Coach about it, you were one of the first to realize they were going after everything. So you do that pump fake, get them up off their feet and then put it on the floor, and they'd either take it to the hole or just hit the jump shot then, because once they leave their feet, you got them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're small, but we got a lot of IQ. Like, a lot of our guys know how to play basketball, and that's gonna play into these bigger teams. We drive to the paint, pump fake, and then kick it down to the big guy, and he's open most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I noticed that you guys definitely, I think you guys went into it with a game plan. In the fourth quarter, they'd probably get worn down from playing late last night and then their bus ride back home. And that execution of that plan worked to perfection.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they played Gaylor last night. They're probably tired, but we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to take every little advantage that we can to get a win. And I just want to shout out the whole team, even the bench guys that, don't get too much playing time, telling us where people are and like what they're going to do, what they see coming that we don't. So I love those guys on the bench. I love everybody out there.
Yeah, everyone plays a role, don't they? You know what I mean? That it helps in communication, helps in practice so much that people don't see. So yeah, it's a total team effort here. So congratulations, Quentin Gillespie, Jimmy John's player of the game again. And so great job, and also district champ. That has a nice ring to it, buddy.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad you guys are here to see
All right,
that.
Congratulations, Quentin Gillespie. All right, there you go. Quentin, the senior, is our Jimmy John's player of the game. And this... Okay, Quentin Gillespie, their post-game show, really happy winning a district championship in his senior year, as the whole team was, obviously, when they were presented the district championship trophy. Chad, you've seen it when calling railing games, what it's like to be in an opponent's gym, and all of a sudden you're crowned district champs, and everybody goes crazy for your team, and they're excited. They get a bunch of team photos. It's just a real neat moment for those kids.
The pictures are taken. They're posing with the hardware. Sometimes your coach has promised he's going to do some kind of dance, some kind of TikTok dance. So, LJ Mead did that a couple of years ago. It's a lot of fun to watch, and what a nice sounding young man that kid is. He's just sounds like everything. He does everything right. He's thanking his bench. He's thanking coaches, thanking you guys. It sounds like he's been brought up right.
Yeah, you see him before games. He's reading financial planning books and things like that. As a 17, 18-year-old senior. Oh, I
wish I would have done that.
No, I know. Exactly. I'm just like, man, the kid's mature beyond his years. He wants to go into become an investor and do some things like that. So but then he gets on the floor and he flips that switch and he's really aggressive, and that's what, defensively, he'll do some little things that not dirty or anything like that, but he knows if someone exposes a soft underbelly of certain things, he's going to bring it out. And he competes right to the whistle. Love to have that kind of kid on your team.
He goes from thinking about pork bellies to getting the underbelly on the floor. Well, nice job. That's and I love to meet young people like that. Whether it's on the boys' side or the girls' side. You see they got high basketball IQ, but they also have that high IQ off the floor, and that they're going to do some things with their lives, and that's really cool. I've met a lot of players through Grayling in the last couple of years like that too, where it's just like they're kind of in that rarefied air.
Exactly. It is, like you said, Chad, it's so much fun to get to know some of the kids, and you just know by talking to them, that these are going to be, go on and do great things in life. And that's what that's about, playing team sports and doing things like that. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. And that you learn all these life lessons. And as far as Traverse City Westwood, they move on now to play Tuesday night up in Gaylord at 6 o'clock. They're going to take on the Cadillac Vikings, who beat Mount Pleasant last night. And so that's one side of the bracket. The other side of the bracket, very interesting, is, let me pull this up, it is going to be Saginaw Heritage at 20-3.
Yeah, they're good.
And Muskegon at 21-2.
Woo! That sounds like a lot of fun right there.
That one is that bottom half of that bracket. 4-team regional, so those will be played Tuesday and Thursday night. Again, TC West on Tuesday, 6 o'clock, against the very long Cadillac Vikings.
And certainly Coach Bauman and his Titans have their work cut out for them, because Coach Bensenberg and the Cadillac Vikings we talked about their length, we talked about their height, everything else. But you believe, this TC West Titan team can really pull off something here.
We have to play our kind of game. If we're red hot, we've played them twice now. We know exactly what they're going to do with that length. I told you off the air, when you have the length of those guys, again, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and 266 guys, when they run a zone and those arms and legs are spread out, there's like no openings anywhere in the half-court offense. You're like, what the heck?
Where did my passing lanes go? Where are they?
No
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So anyway, but you have to be able to run against them, do some things like that, and we did beat them 2 years ago down on their home court. They were missing a big-time player of theirs, but still, it was a win against Cadillac. And Coach Bensenberg does a great job with those Vikings.
And you said they've already played them twice this season. Let's do the cliche. It's hard to beat a team three times in one season. So you got to do the sportscaster cliche. You got to get it out there.
We do it all the time. We use every cliche in the book. There's cliches because for a reason.
Exactly. Statistically, it's really hard to beat somebody 3 times in a season,
especially when they're competitive games. You know what I mean? It's not, if it were like one team was obviously much better than the other, then you understand that may not be true. But when two teams are competitive and they're within 10 points of each other for 2 games, there's some similarities there.
And it's not just a sportscaster cliche. I'm sure that Coach Bensenberg is going, hey,
right.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season, so stay focused, concentrate. Because we are, as Coach Tunney says all the time, you're still dealing with teenage boys.
That's right.
You got to make sure you keep them focused. Yep. Well, it's true with 52-year-old men. It's so true. All right. Well, we are going to take our first break right here on the Bill Marsh Automotive Scoreboard Show. But when we come back, I believe that we are going to have another district championship coach on the phone. So stay tuned for that.
Hi, this is Bill Marsh Jr. Introducing the new eMarsh Custom Purchase Experience at BillMarsh.com. eMarsh makes car buying fast and easy. Choose your vehicle and options, get an accurate trade-in value, calculate your monthly payment choices, and apply for credit. You can even schedule at-home or at-work test drives and deliveries. Start your eMarsh experience at BillMarsh.com. eMarsh. Welcome to easy. And thank you.
The Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best 2024 Reader's Choice Contest is now open. Nominate your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan to earn them well-deserved recognition as Simply the Best. You can nominate once daily in each category now through Friday, May 10th. Our 2023 Simply the Best broke records with more than 14,500 nominations and more than 26,000 votes. Support your favorites and help them stand out above the rest. Nominate at record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
June 23rd, the world's most notorious rock band is coming to Soaring Eagle Casino. Motley Crue. The Crew. Part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series. Tickets start at $54 and are on sale now at the box office and online at etix.com. Party hard and take a ride on the wild side. Motley Crue. Sunday, June 23rd at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
It came out of the darkness. You didn't have time to react. Now you got front-end damage. What next? Easy. Choose Jim's. You find your car in the parking lot? Wait, where'd that scratch come from? Where do you go now? Well, that's easy too. Choose Jim's. You finally got your dream truck. Want to deck it out? Easy. Choose Jim's. Jim's Collision in Roscommon. From collision repair to awesome accessory, they make a bad day better. ChooseGems.com. That's ChooseGems.com.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, presented by the Bill Marsh Auto Group on Up North Sports Radio. Rich Calkins and Chad Patterson in studio with you today. And joining us now, head coach of the newly crowned district champion Roscommon Bucks, MJ Ewald. Well, MJ, it's your final year of coaching, and you're going out with a district championship as you guys beat Elkona 64-51.
Hey, good morning, guys. I don't think we could have scripted it any better. It's awesome.
That's just absolutely amazing. You've been coaching for over 30 years, MJ, and you had announced earlier in the year that this was going to be your final season, and for your team to rally around you and everything like that, and for your team to play as well as they did, it just has to really give you a great feeling.
It does. The kids have been amazing. We talked about going into the tournament, second season, and I think the battles we went through during the season, just with our schedule being as tough as it is, really helped us. And I can't say enough about their resiliency and just how hard we played. It's hard to win 3 games in 5 nights, and especially playing really tough physical team like Elkona last night. So super proud of the kids. They've done an amazing job this year.
Yeah, Coach. For us that didn't get a chance to listen to it or see it, tell us about the game.
It really tight first half. We were down by a point at halftime, and went in, made some adjustments at halftime, and then had just a horrendous start to the third quarter. So I'm not sure we're going to make those adjustments ever again. And we were down 27-26 at half, and we found ourselves down 39-27. I mean, it couldn't have started any worse. And the kids, we made some adjustments from our adjustments, and the kids ramped it up defensively, and shots started to fall. We were able to cut it to 3 at the end of the third quarter, and then we outscored them 22-6 in the fourth.
Man, amazing.
Hey, Coach, Chad Patterson here. I was looking at the final score and listening to what you said about the halftime score and then the 39-27. 64-51 is what I got for the final score. You talk about adjustments. I don't know what you said during those timeouts, but that's your 30 plus years of experience there. So good job there. Is there any, I want you to kind of highlight your seniors here and talk about what they've given to you this season.
The seniors have been tremendous. 3 of them I had to bring up 2 years ago as sophomores. They weren't necessarily ready, but we needed them to play to have numbers for varsity. And thinking back to their very first game where we just got shellacked, it was my son's senior year, and he was the only senior. So it was, that year we started a senior, 3 sophomores, and a freshman.
Wow.
And the seniors have come so far, as we were talking last night afterwards, that they're not even close to the same players that they were 2 years ago. And that's a tribute to their work ethic and their buy-in to getting better. Ben Hamina has had an outstanding season. He's one of the kids that we had to move into a starting spot as a sophomore, and he's just done a tremendous job. Mason Beaver has come a long way. I tease him for being a baseball guy. He's a hell of a defender.
Yes, he is.
And he's developed as such a good leader for us. Mason Green, another of the last of the trio that we brought up when they were sophomores. He was phenomenal last night. He had 16 points. It's one of his best offensive games. And then, the thing that kids have bought into is you don't have to be the leading scorer to have a humongous impact on a game. And, Josh Karub is a senior who does that. He doesn't show up in the stats too much, but he hustles like crazy. And David Jensen is playing basketball for the first time this year, and he's had a tremendous season. So just really proud of the kids because they're truly playing for each other, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, I got a chance to, of course, do their game against Grayling, and I was really, really impressed with the two Masons and Ben, especially Ben. What a great shooter, and all three of them play defense. Josh, along with them, just the defensive intensity that they show. You can tell that you put a lot of priority on the defensive end.
Yeah, between Mike and I, my co-coach, that we do spend a ton of time on it. I wish that Grayling game we'd have played a little bit better, but that's a whole other ball of wax.
Yeah.
No, the kids have really bought into it and worked incredibly hard every day. So it's been fun.
Coach, in your year, how many district championships does this make now, Coach?
One.
Oh, is that? I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the first one since 1990.
Oh, I seriously did not know that, MJ. I know that you've had some loaded districts in the past, but I thought in the 30-some years there, I thought for sure that you guys had what? Wow! In your final year, that is absolutely. It makes it even that much cooler.
It does, and to do it on our home court was even better. The student support was amazing. The community support has been tremendous as well. So really appreciative of that, and it was really awesome to do it on our home floor.
That is incredible for sure. Now, Coach, correct. Now, looks like you're scheduled to take on a very tough Elk Rapids team next Tuesday in your opening round of regionals.
Yep. Yep. We will start scouting today.
Okay.
Just following their scores and seeing, obviously the LMC is a really tough conference, and for them to win it, they're obviously very talented, but not having played them during the season, we don't know much about them right now, but we'll get to work.
Yeah, that's what Chad has called a couple of games against Elk this year, so he can give you a preliminary scouting report.
Okay,
excellent.
Let me just tell you,
Bill.
Coach Ewald, close out on shooters. Do not leave them open at the 3-point line because that score can get away from you really, really fast, and they can shoot the ball. And I don't know, you probably know because you've been around this area long enough. My son played soccer in high school, and Elk Rapids is a huge soccer school.
Yes.
And those skills, I didn't realize this until, I started calling the basketball games. Those soccer skills translate onto the basketball court pretty well. And the Elk Rapids basketball team is full of soccer players, and they know where each other is on the floor at all times. And they move the ball really, really well, and they find the open look. So just make sure you're closing out on shooters and defensive discipline. That's my scouting report there for you. I've seen them enough over the last couple of years that Haven Summers, don't leave him open.
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
no problem,
Coach. That's what we're here for. Helping is our job.
I do truly appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I'm sure you'll watch your own film and you'll break it down and you'll see, you'll see all that. But and you know basketball, you've forgotten more about basketball than I know. So, yeah, you'll see. It's crazy.
You won't get this kind of breakdown on other morning shows. I want you to know that right here. We'll do anything we can to help our Northern Michigan teams, Coach.
And I have full respect for Coach Kevin Ball. He's a great coach. And he's had, like you coached Joel, he's coached his sons, and he's just a great coach. So, yeah, it's going to be a good matchup for you.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the help. I may call you later if I have any other questions after watching some film.
And, Coach, on that other side of the bracket, there's one team that everyone's probably heard of before, Menominee, but there's the other one that kind of a sleeper team that a lot of people have never heard of, and that's Painesdale Jeffers. That's obviously a very remote Upper Peninsula, but they're 23-1. And
I've never heard of that.
So yeah, Painesdale Jeffers.
Yeah, I think because they're so far away, we, like you said, we don't pay much attention to them.
Right.
Just that's the other end of the world for us. But I do know that the teams from up there, they're usually big, physical, they can move.
Yeah.
So, if we'll take this one step at a time. But we're looking forward to Tuesday. The kids are over the moon excited, and we'll lace them up and see what happens.
Right. Now, Coach, is it up at Manistee?
No, the first round is at Harbor Springs for us.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, the two UP teams I think are playing in Marquette.
Okay.
And then the semifinal winners will play in Manistee.
Okay, so that's when. Okay, got it. So, well.
Yeah.
MJ, what a way to close out. It's not over yet, but this is so cool to win your first district on your final year. That's absolutely amazing and good for the Roscommon Bucks. And we wish you all the best next Tuesday night against Elk Rapids.
I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. It's like I said, couldn't have scripted it any better. It was a fantastic night. So.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's a good night for the Highland Conference, too. You guys and McBain played really well, and so congratulations to them as well. Really took care of a very good Benzie Central team, so that's a big win for them as well.
It is. They are tough.
Yeah.
They are tough. So.
Well, congratulations. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's been fun.
Yep. Well, that's great, MJ. Thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
Congratulations,
I
Coach,
appreciate
and
it.
Hello to Michelle and Joel for me, and and enjoy your time with your family now. You'll have more of it after this run. Hopefully, it's a long run.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I was totally surprised. Joel flew home, and I didn't know he was coming. So
wow.
That's really
that
made yesterday all the more special.
Did he just walk into the gym and you didn't know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
I had no idea.
Coach,
I had no idea.
Ultimate surprise.
I just got goosebumps, man. That's
Yep.
awesome. That's very cool.
Oh,
Well, I teared up.
I'm sure. Hey,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I teared up.
You are human. I've met you.
Right. Yeah.
It's I almost teared up just having you tell the story. So.
Yeah, so cool. Well, congratulations to the Ewald family and the whole community of Roscommon. What a great win, Coach.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right. MJ Ewald from the Roscommon Bucks winning a district championship. I think Coach Ewald said for the first time since 1990, Chad?
1990, yeah.
That's awesome.
I would have thought, because MJ is he's such a good coach and has such a high basketball IQ. I mean, and we've been watching him coach for so long.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done his games.
Absolutely.
I did his
12
games.
years I did the Grayling games.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been a staple, and just a basketball mind, and I'm surprised. I would have thought he would have said, "Oh, I got 4 district championships. I got 6."
Yeah.
And when
that's
he said
what
one,
I thought it was. Because I didn't look it up or anything, but I thought for sure that they won a few, but just to make that just makes it that much the whole story. It's even bigger and better than I thought.
Well, and I've known his wife, and of course I used to work with her through my theater program at the elementary schools. And Joel, I used to make fun of. He was a huge U of M fan.
Good basketball player.
Yep, great basketball player, and he was a U of M fan, and I actually made him an Ohio State football player in a play. Which I don't know, he couldn't handle that very well, but
exactly.
I will always remember that because the look on his face was like, really, I got to be a Buckeye. But there you go. But congratulations to MJ, that's awesome, and they have some good players. It's going to be steep. They're playing Kevin Ball's Elk Rapids Elks, and that is a team that is every single year. I think I saw Grayling beat them once in the 7 years I've been doing games. And we beat them at Elk, which was crazy. And I'm with Sean Finnegan's teams at St. Francis and Kevin Ball's teams at Elk Rapids. I am constantly like, that is fundamental basketball. They they do everything the right way. And that's not to say that Coach Meade doesn't or anything that. But,
exactly.
But when you go to other programs and you see how they conduct themselves and on the floor and just everything they do, making the extra pass, doing the little things the right way. Kevin Ball's Elk Rapids teams do that.
And you were talking about that gym in Elk Rapids with the low ceiling and the stands are right on top of everything. So
I have to stand on a chair to do this.
To see. Yeah. That's right, because of the
broadcast
location. They're standing the whole time. So you got to get above them, but they literally, you can almost touch the ceiling from the broadcast location, and so it just the noise in that just gets rocking and rolling, and it's an incredible environment.
Oh yeah, Coach Ewald, if you're still listening, that is another thing that student section is for real.
Yeah,
they will bring and they will travel. They will travel wherever you're headed. I think you're going to Harbor Springs. Yeah. That's not a huge long trip for Elk Rapids. Longer trip for you, but they will travel well, and their kids bring it. From the student section.
Yeah, so great job, MJ. And we're going to go to break now, but when we come back, let's talk to Dan Brandt, head coach of the Grayling Viking girls program. Talk to him about his upcoming district matchup. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, presented by the Bill Marsh Auto Group on Up North Sports Radio.
Hi, this is Bill Marsh Jr. Introducing the new eMarsh custom purchase experience at BillMarsh.com. eMarsh makes car buying fast and easy. Choose your vehicle and options, get an accurate trade-in value, calculate your monthly payment choices, and apply for credit. You can even schedule at-home or at-work test drives and deliveries. Start your eMarsh experience at BillMarsh.com. eMarsh. Welcome to easy. And thank you.
People don't know, but even us leprechauns can feel a wee unlucky. This March, every Saturday from 5 until 8 p.m., I be turning my luck around. With the Pure Rewards card, you play slots for a chance at your share of $23,000 in cash and prizes. Every half hour, 2 winners are drawn. It's like finding a 4-leaf clover. And guess what? My luck's as grand as a leprechaun's laugh now. Head over to Adawa Casino Petoskey, where it's always above the ordinary.
The greatest hunt auction of the decade is happening March 8th and 9th at the Ellison Place in Gaylord. Presented by Jay's Sporting Goods as the 2024 United Deer Farmers of Michigan Convention gathers outdoor enthusiasts of all ages for 2 days of fun, food, friendship, and live music. More than a dozen spectacular hunting and fishing trips, including a 10-day African safari, Serbian and Belize excursions, hunts from Alaska to Wyoming, all available to bid on. Go to UnitedDeerFarmersOfMichigan.com to register today.
At Munson, our commitment is our promise.
The promise we make to our communities.
It's why we show up.
In the hard times
and the beautiful ones.
It's why we trek through storms.
And probably know you by name.
For over 100 years, we have been committed to care.
committed to strong bones and healthy starts.
To helping hands and healing hearts.
We're committed to Northern Michigan.
And committed to you.
Learn more at munsonhealthcare.org/commitment.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, presented by the Bill Marsh Auto Group on Up North Sports Radio. Rich Calkins, Chad Patterson in studio with you this morning. And joining us now is the head coach of the Lady Grayling Vikings, Dan Brandt. Dan, you finished the regular season at a perfect, 11-11, even Steven, getting ready for some district play against Boyne City.
Yeah, finished off, 500. Would have liked to got that last one against McBain, but they're a good squad, and being senior night, a lot of those emotions come into play, and just didn't play our best game, but they still battled. So.
Yeah, Coach, I tell you what, looking at the conference standings throughout what a battle! Elk Rapids and Harbor Springs, identical records, conference play and overall. Both at 13-1 in conference and 20-2 overall. I mean, there was certainly no easy task, but the Grayling Vikings finishing in 4th place in a very good conference.
Yeah, it's our second highest finish over the past, since basically we've been in the LMC in 97. So super proud of these girls to finish that high. It is an extremely tough conference with some great teams, as you said, Elk Rapids and Harbor, both ranked in the state. So I mean, it's tough competition, and there's just a lot of great players throughout all of the LMC.
Hey, Coach, this is Chad Patterson. I got a chance to call some of your games this season. I got a chance to call that second Harbor Springs game, which I will say, boys or girls, that was the best game I called all season. Unfortunately, it was a heartbreaker at the end. But after that game, we talked, and you talked about a lot of firsts that you had this season as a coach and as a team here at Grayling. Just touch on some of those firsts that happened this season for you.
Some of the firsts just being, just the pure drive that these girls have. The first time we've had somebody play the way that Michaela Watkins has been playing. She's averaging just under 19 points, just under 11 rebounds, and 7 steals a game. She breaks both the guys and girls single season steal record. Wow. She's at just over 150 right now, and just an absolute monster on the floor. Finishing 4th in the LMC, again being right there, being able to beat TC St. Francis for the first time ever in LMC for us. So just a lot of great firsts for this team, and they just always played together. So it's always been a great game and great year so far.
Well, I think it's great that you have a senior leader like Mac, who whenever I've interviewed her twice, and she is quick to mention the word team. She wants nothing to do with, the personal accolades or anything like that. She wants to talk about her team. She wants to talk about her teammates and talk about what was accomplished on the floor as a team. And I think when you get that from your star player, and hey, I know she doesn't want me to talk about it, but she's a star player. She's one of the best players in the LMC. And but you got to love that kind of leadership where she's throwing all the credit back to the rest of the teammates.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the culture we've tried to instill since I took over the program, is that family first idea, that team first mentality, and these girls really do just embody that to the point sometimes we've talked about before where it's that so unselfish where I'm like, hey, you guys got to be a little bit selfish here, guys. Like, you're always looking for that extra pass and looking for their teammates. We've had more assists this year than in the past several years, just because they are constantly looking for each other. I just said Mac is definitely a team first player. She is I don't worry about the accolades. It's about what my team helped me do. We talk a lot about that, and she really does truly embody that idea.
Dan, looking to the district matchup next Monday night in Petoskey, by the way, against Boyne City. That's a 5:30 tip-off scheduled, and a team you're very familiar with Boyne City, and you got the best of them both times this year.
Yeah, it was a first for us, beating them at Boyne. Boyne's not an easy place to play. just the atmosphere is usually great. The backdrop for the hoops is a little off throwing for a lot of us sometimes, but to get both is awesome. They are a great team, and obviously, it's always tough to beat a team, twice, let alone a third time. But these girls have been putting in a lot of work the past several days to kind of prep, trying some different things, some new things out. So we're hoping we can surprise them with a couple different things and just kind of continue to play our game and pressure defense and force turnovers and let that create our offense.
And Coach, it's not a home game for Boyne with it being played at Petoskey. You're real familiar. Have you played in that Petoskey gym with the Grayling girls?
We have not. We played Petoskey earlier this year, but it was at home, so I have not played there. So we are actually going to head over there Sunday and get some time in the gym, just to get a little more acclimated with the court, with the backdrops and everything like that. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's a great idea because you don't get to see a lot of high schools with that arena style seating going around almost completely around the whole bowl there. And so yeah, you're right. Depth perception is a big deal in the Petoskey gym. Everyone I talk to says their first time. It does make a difference for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna spend pretty much our entire time shooting on both ends of the floor, just getting those reps up, getting the eyes on where we need to be, and just kind of go after it and be ready for Monday's game, and hopefully we're able to come out strong and come out with that victory.
No, I think that's a great idea, Coach.
That's a good call.
Thank
you. And Coach, I'm just looking at your district right now. I think that you're familiar with every team here except for Kingsley. Kingsley, going by record, they're probably the number 1 seed, probably favored in this district. But you are pretty familiar with just about everybody else. You got a couple LMC teams in there. You played Petoskey. I believe you played Sheboygan earlier this season too as well, right?
Yeah, we played everybody but Kingsley, with our only loss coming to Petoskey, and that was our 4th game of the season. I don't think we really hit our stride yet. We're somewhat familiar with Kingsley as we played them twice last year. I know they graduated a couple, but they brought back some of their players from last year that we're pretty familiar with, their style and stuff like that. So that does give us, I think, a little bit of an advantage that we have seen pretty much everyone there. And we do a great job with our prep work for each of these games.
Well, and you probably gotta. Do you say this? And I'm saying this as you're the expert. I'm just some chubby dude that sits there and talks on a microphone.
Talking head.
I'm just a talking head. But do you actually say to your girls, hey, you know what? We got to bring our game that we brought against Harbor Springs both times this season. That's the game we got to bring. I know that there's a little bit of inconsistency, but like that, those 2 contests, the contest against St. Francis, those are the games where when those girls play with that kind of intensity and play with that kind of focus, I think they could beat anybody. I think you could be looking to go for a long run. Do you say those kind of things, or is that considered something you wouldn't say?
We do. We talk about it. We talk in our pregame conversations about just coming out strong and going. And I think a lot of times the girls just decide to step up and play really strong. And it usually starts up top with Amanda Lewis. Her ability to really cause havoc up top with her defensive just prowess. She's fast. She's physical. And when we are able to get pressure on the ball, it allows players like Mack and Callie Moore to just feast on those long passes that we can turn into points for us. So I think the girls want it. This is a team who's driven by getting these wins and stuff like that. So I think they're going to bring it all districts long, and they're not ready to be done. So
no, that's great, Coach, and we wish you all the best on Monday night, again, in Petoskey against Moyne City. And I hope we have a large Grayling contingent traveling up to Petoskey to cheer on the Lady Vikes.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We do, too.
Okay. All right. Good luck, Dan, and hope to be talking to you next week.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Hey, us too. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Dan
guys.
Brandt, head coach of the Lady Grayling Vikings. Got them playing some very good basketball, Chad. Again, you've had the opportunity to watch them and call a couple of their games this year.
Yeah, we've called 4 of their games each of the last 7 seasons, and I just want to say something about it's no secret. I mean, Dan Brandt's a friend too, and he is and a former coworker. He's a great teacher, first of all, and he has grown as a coach in the last 7 years,
Sure.
and just done a great job. He's fun to watch on a sideline. You know, it's like it's great to watch how animated he gets, how passionate he is.
I love watching those kind of coaches. It's so much fun.
And he fits that MO of somebody that's highly energetic, highly animated, and passionate. And he really has put his stamp on this team. And this team has been so much fun to watch this season. Michaela Watkins is a special player. But he talked about a couple of other players that are great. Amanda Lewis, I call her a water bug.
Right.
You know, it reminds me of the times when Budar Tress was on the boys team, just at the top of the head of the snake, as Scott Nicholas always calls it, getting on that press and really making life difficult for the other team's point guard. And like he said, I mean, he spelled it out beautifully. You know, I mean, Callie DeMoore has the wingspan of just
right.
a 747, and she can reach out and get anything. And Michaela Watkins, well, I mean, that's well documented how she can play the passing lanes. I mean, over 150 steals.
The steal record for both boys, all Grayling basketball, boys, girls, you name it, she's got the record. That's amazing.
And I know that they have built that culture to be all about team, but she is truly one of the best players that we've seen all season on the boys' side or on the girls' side. So she does deserve those accolades, even though she would slap me down if she were here and saying it. But Emma Cugiel was somebody that wasn't mentioned. Boy, she gives them just great minutes off the bench. She starts some of the games, but the best set shot in all of basketball. Just
Is that right?
Oh
That's
yeah,
awesome.
if she is open, if she has an open look, she does not miss. I mean, she just turns and hits those shots every time. But a lot of fun to watch. If you get a chance, go up to Petoskey on Monday night and cheer this Grayling Viking team on, and all the way through districts.
And that's, again, a scheduled 5:30 tip-off. I know a lot of these games have been starting at 6 o'clock, but it's earlier than that. And so, obviously, I think they're probably playing a doubleheader up there is what I would think if that's a 5:30 tip-off. But, okay, when we come back, we're going to have LJ Mead, the head coach of the Grayling Vikings, next. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, presented by the Bill Marsh Auto Group on Up North Sports Radio.
Hi, this is Bill Marsh Jr. Introducing the new eMarsh custom purchase experience at BillMarsh.com. eMarsh makes car buying fast and easy. Choose your vehicle and options, get an accurate trade-in value, calculate your monthly payment choices, and apply for credit. You can even schedule at-home or at-work test drives and deliveries. Start your eMarsh experience at BillMarsh.com. eMarsh. Welcome to easy. And thank you.
The Traverse City Record Eagles Simply the Best 2024 Reader's Choice Contest is now open. Nominate your favorite businesses, organizations, and professionals in Northern Michigan to earn them well-deserved recognition as Simply the Best. You can nominate once daily in each category now through Friday, May 10th. Our 2023 Simply the Best broke records with more than 14,500 nominations and more than 26,000 votes. Support your favorites and help them stand out above the rest. Nominate at record-eagle.com/simplythebest.
Leonard Skinner. ZZ Top. Friday, August 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino. The Sharp Dressed Simple Man Tour. Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top. Tickets start at $38 and are on sale now at the box office and etix.com. Part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series. Leonard Skinner and ZZ Top. Friday, August 9th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
What makes Benetham so special is that it's cozy and friendly enough to be your neighborhood hangout and distinctive enough to host special occasions and celebrations every day. That's why so many in the North will tell you that Benetham's is their favorite. Even the half-off happy hour menu has a dozen unique appetizers and cocktails. Visit Benethams.com to make your reservation and enjoy a dining experience that is truly unique. Benethams, for the true love of food.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, presented by the Bill Marsh Auto Group on Up North Sports Radio. Rich Calkins, Chad Patterson in studio with you. And joining us now, head coach of the Grayling Vikings, L.J. Mead. LJ, appreciate you joining us today. And you went into district play, LJ, with a 5-game winning streak. The Vikes were playing well, but then kind of that shoe fell off against a very tough Kingsley team, and you end up losing, 59-40, Coach?
Yeah, it was clearly not our best effort. Disappointing for the senior class and those young men who've worked up until this point, but they've had some great memories. Being able to be part of a district and regional championship a couple of years ago, turning the program around and having back-to-back winning seasons and just about 500 this year, and so they've had some great accomplishments and have been great to work with. We just wish it would have went a little longer than it did.
Right. Now, Coach, speaking of those seniors, why don't you talk about them again? Like you said, it was, most of those guys were a part of that quarterfinal team just 3 years ago.
Yeah, so 3 of those guys, and Ethan Kaharick, Fletcher Quinlan, and Maddox Mead all played for that quarterfinal team through the entire season. Caleb Hall brought up as a 5-quarter kid, and so he got to be a part of that a little bit as well. In terms of those kids, Ethan started the majority of that season as a sophomore. Fletcher, until he hurt his ankle, started, and then Maddox had a couple of starts in there when we had some injuries, and so they played a lot of basketball together, and they just got out physical in their last game and didn't rise to the occasion. And for them, they all move on and hope to have strong careers and find a girl and start a family down the road and all that stuff. So for them, most of it, their basketball is done.
Well, all right, Coach. Looking ahead, you got a lot of. You found a couple of sophomores this year who gave you some big minutes. Talk about them a little bit and talk about the future of the program.
Yeah, we got based off of our need for some size. Again, we only have we had a large senior class. We only had one junior playing basketball this year, and Tristan Demlo. So we needed some size, and that's the one thing we haven't had the last 2 years. And for sure, Daniel Hunter and Austin Schwartz stepped into that role. We have another sophomore that has some size, and David Neal, who showed great growth during his sophomore season on JV. So that is a big group for us. That is a group with some strong potential, but they also are needing to put in some time and fine-tune some of those skills and continue to grow. So we'll see where they develop. It's the week shut down for us on Monday, and I was already putting together a June basketball schedule for us for team camps and so forth. So I've already got a couple dates locked in.
Well, good. That's LJ. I'm sure that was my next question was going to be about your summer basketball program, but also what is LJ Mead going to do now? You're going to continue to follow, obviously, both the boys and girls basketball from afar. Are you anything else planned, or just a whole lot more family time?
My plan is to continue to coach. I got a few more years left here before I can retire, and so my plan is to continue to coach varsity boys basketball at this point, and we'll see what happens. do have you caught me right now in the middle of a painting project over at a place in Higgins that we're working on fixing up. So we definitely stay busy with the restaurants. Also, the two young boys that we do have, and the careers. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just meant like this year, Coach, but thank you for letting us know about that. That's good. I'm glad you're going to be there. But I just didn't know if you were going to follow more district action or the regional starting next week or anything like that. But you do. You have a lot of irons in the fire, Coach. You're a busy man for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and I guess I misunderstood you on that one.
No,
but yeah,
the
NHS. The high school network actually makes it pretty easy for that. I was able to flop through multiple games over the last few days, watching a little bit of our league guys, Elk Rapids, last night watching Roscommon and Roscommon win their first district title in a few years here. I think since
1990.
1990. So congratulations to Coach MZ Wald and his last year doing that, and Coach Smutney. What a great job they've done with those guys. And so it's been easier to follow that stuff. You don't have to travel as much anymore. Unfortunately, I'd rather be traveling than playing, but I am definitely watching a few of those games.
All right, well, and all I heard, Rich, was that we got invited to the place at Higgins. I think that's what I heard. We're going to go out on the boat and.
Knowing LJ like I do, either he's doing that or they're going to do the flip there and make some money on that route too. So.
Well, we can't.
Yeah, we'll see what we do with it here, but it's a major project right now. We got our hands full, completely gutting it and starting afresh, but. It's going along, so I'm having fun with it a little bit on the weekends.
Well, good. That's the coach. You always got your eye out for those deals, and you're a good business person, and you're a good asset to the community for sure.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to hear that you will be coaching for a few more years. And it seems like a long ways away that you'll be retiring. I know it's closer than we think, but I'm glad that you're still going to be part of this program.
Yeah, I hope to be if they continue to want my services, continue to put in the time. I love the kids. I love what you can do being a coach in terms of, beyond just the X's and O's and the time on the court and the sprints and the drills. There's a lot that you can learn from the game of basketball or any sport for that matter. And I feel like we're seeing some declining enrollment in sports and kids playing, and so if I can try to make it fun for them and learn a few life lessons along the way, I'd love to continue to do that.
And Coach, that comes through every single time I talk to you. Your passion for the program, your passion for, and more importantly, your passion for the kids and teaching them comes through every time I talk to you. So thank you for being there for our community.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. LJ Mead, head coach of the Grayling Vikings. And so, Chad, we did want to go over a few scores here. LJ, thanks a lot for joining us. There were a few other scores before we go off to CBS Radio here today, but some scores from last night that we wanted to hit upon.
Yeah, the boys basketball district 71. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Kind of a surprising score. McBain over Benzie, 50-33. Jerry Coyne had been trumpeting Benzie Central. I mean, he sounded like a fan. Like he wanted to be. He was a huge fan of that Benzie Central.
I saw Benzie play.
They're physical,
very physical, and I thought, wow, that's going to be a great matchup. And I did see McBain play over at the showcase at Traverse City St. Francis this winter. And I thought, boy, that's an interesting matchup. But, boy, certainly Coach Bruce Coltman had those guys ready to play. They've won state championships in the past. So this is his time of year. He really knows how to get these guys rolling.
They got a big fella, 6'9"?
The 6'9" guy, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That can help you. And, of course, we just got off the phone with head coach L.J. Mead of the Grayling Vikings. He said he watched a little bit of that LMC, that District 67, Elk Rapids taking that district championship against Harbor Springs 54-50.
What a battle. What a battle. Yeah, that's it, like you said. So Elk was the champs of the LMC this year, the Lake Michigan Conference?
Yep, absolutely. And they, man, Kevin Ball's got them rolling. Fundamental basketball and good shooting. I talked a little bit about that with MJ Ewald. He's going to be playing those Elk Rapids Elks, and that should be fun to watch because both teams have some shooters. Both teams, the lights may be out at the end of that game because they may shoot them out.
Another great game last night. Glen Lake won another district championship, but it didn't come easy as they beat the Frankfort Panthers 44-42.
Low-scoring game, probably a defensive struggle, 44-42. Those are the kind of games, especially in district regional play, you really want to see. Like I don't want to see a 17-point, 19-point blowout.
You want to see great matches.
I want to see it come right down to the wire. I want to see, 8 timeouts called in the last, 2 minutes.
It
where
takes
strategy,
a half hour for the last 2 minutes to play out.
Those are the games, especially when there's hardware involved. You want to see those coaches really putting together a play. Anytime the dry erase boards come out, they're furiously drawing on them. That's what you want to see in the last seconds of those games.
And I don't know if we meant the Cadillac Vikings. Looks like they had a fairly easy 15-point win over Mount Pleasant, 50-35. And that's what Cadillac does. They smother you with defense. They play tough. They've held. This is probably the 8th or 9th game they've held a team in the 30s this year. That's incredible.
And Cadillac, very well coached. Coach Bensenberg, we've talked to him a couple of times, and he's taking on your Titans.
He is. Yep, we'll see him for the 3rd time up in Gaylord this time, so a neutral court. And
so two teams from the west side of the state going to go all the way to the middle of the state to okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it just totally makes sense.
Yeah. So anyway, again, we can't emphasize enough that Roscommon Buck victory over Alcona, 64-51. And for MJ Ewald to get his first district championship, that is just amazing. Congratulations, MJ.
Awesome,
that is great. When I asked him that question, I really had no idea that this was the very first one.
I did not either, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
That's incredible. What a way, final season, your team rallies around, and they win it. And to come back, they were down almost 12 points in the 3rd quarter. And then this final score wouldn't dictate that at all. They won by 13, and so that's a 25-point switch. They're down 12, winning by 13.
Well, we talked about timeouts, and I'm sure at 39-27 he took a timeout, and there was some furious drawing on that
and it was
dry erase board.
The cool thing, it was in Roscommon to see that furious comeback and to have that fan support there. That had to be an incredible environment.
And Big Mo probably played a.
Big Mo was rolling.
You hit a couple of big shots, and Hamina can do that, and so can Mason Green. I mean, those guys, those seniors really probably came through. Josh Karub and Mason Beaver, and they can get under your skin defensively.
They can, and don't forget, we're going to have to sign off here, but more boys regional action next week. Girls district play gets started on Monday night of next week. Again, if you get a chance to go see the Lady Vikings up in Petoskey, if you get a chance to see, they'll be taking on the Boyne City Ramblers. Go check them out. Again, that's a 5:30 tip-off. Were there any other matchups you wanted?
Well, the TC West girls will be in District 1, and they got Alpena, Gaylord, Marquette, and TC Central in their district. I'm not sure about the matchup that they're playing at, but it's they finished 8-14 this season, but looking to make a run in this district.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be right back here at 10 a.m. next Saturday. Chad, you're the best. Thanks for filling in, bud. And,
it was a blast, and hopefully I'll get to fill in a couple more times.
I would absolutely. You're number one on the list, buddy. All right, let's go to CBS Sports right now. Thanks for tuning in to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show.
This has been the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show, presented by Bill Marsh Automotive. Discover how easy car shopping can be. Join us next Saturday at 10 a.m. with host Rich Calkins. Nobody loves high school sports like Up North Sports Radio.
March is a freaky thing. It's a 6-game sample. It's nothing but variance.